au quotidien. Ces surfaces.
SonarFeed! Woo!
Gonna be the one that
Okay.
saves
We're
me.
live
Live on what?
on the YouTube. Does somebody want to do the intro?
We haven't been kicked off yet
No, we're.
with Alex Jones.
Oh, look at my hair blowing in the wind.
Did
I'll do that later.
we just had a non-technical problem? That's amazing. Thank you.
Yes, wind just showed
Wind
up.
appeared.
Welcome to the show.
welcome
Episode
to SonarFeed.
253.
Is it really?
Yeah,
And maybe
Just maybe.
Frei's gonna be
Fries.
the one to save me.
gonna be the one to save me. That was an original show title from none other than At Weigel.
Also, I'm tweeting, and anyway, here's Wonderwall with the link to our stream. So if you want to go out there and watch the stream on Twitter,
You should
I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know
people
how to
could
use
watch it.
this thing.
Did
Do
you
we have the
post it
rights
on
to
Twitter?
Wonderwall?
We do not have the rights to Wonderwall, and I will just say that
Oddly enough.
there was a time last year where I wanted to make loon jokes that involved Tom Green.
Looney Loon!
I believe that we got a copyright.
Yes, we
violation
did.
Just a
for
little
that.
one.
Just a
Just a
little,
little one.
Yeah.
It wasn't one that took us off the internet.
Cool.
It was a small hand
So
slap.
anyway, welcome to episode 253 here at the lovely Berliner Pub in downtown Renton.
It's ahead of the curve.
No shit. Which curve again? Did we
Third-
ever? How
Third
are
and
you?
Main.
Did we ever determine what curve that is? Actually,
The S curve.
is it the? Oh, so places that cause traffic for no reason.
Yes.
Got it. Love those. They're amazing.
Also known as Washington.
So, I am Tom Bureau, aka Bougie Hooli, and to my right, your left.
That's me. Left. Touch that side. Oh, I'm Adam
To-
Weigel.
To the left.
And over there on that side of the table,
Everything you own in a box to the left.
Yeah.
And to my left, your right.
That'd be Mark, a.k.a. SSFC Fody.
Welcome back, Mark.
Where'd I go?
welcome back.
I mean, sometimes you're not here.
Dreams
welcome
were
back,
your
welcome back,
ticket
welcome
out.
back.
Wow, we're going to go to like
And,
92 different.
and to my left, your right.
Don't you
Is
have
your
like,
mic on, Mickey?
No.
Probably not.
Is it on now?
Who are you?
Mickey Turner. Turner ESQ on the Twitters.
There you go.
First time on the show.
Yes. Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Do you have
right?
Do you have like a on the DL Twitter that you want to share with the rest of us?
No, I have no DL Twitters. Well, my business account, but I rarely tweet from that.
Do you have a suit on in the photo in your business account?
I do.
Is it like Larry style where you have no pants on?
Yes.
I did have pants on.
Damn it.
I love how he
We had
clarifies.
vision.
And the best is
I
like,
did have pants.
but like he actually looks at the camera. Yes, I did have
Yes,
pants
let's, like,
on.
want that clarified. It's-
What's up,
Yes.
Adam? We have a number of people gracing us with their presence here in the bar, and Adam, who was on my pub league team this last season, is chilling at the back of the room. So, Mark, he was on another team for 4 out of 10 weeks.
Fuck you.
Pretty good hit rate from Mark.
You traveled the friggin' globe the rest of the time, so you get credit for that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I got here late, so I'm eating on air.
that's cool. You could turn your microphone off.
Will you just
Just don't lose your napkin.
just stab it and eat it?
Anyway, so I would say there was about 90 minutes of Sunday or Saturday during which I thought this was not going to be a really fun show. And then
Then there were 7 minutes of awesome.
That's what
I
she
don't
said.
really know what Peanut Gallery deservedly throws some laughter towards Mickey.
I'm
Usually
sorry,
the
I
laughter is
apologize
towards
for that.
Mark, but so far so good. Good. You don't want the laughter all the time.
No.
Anyway,
Did you
so
play Wonderwall yet?
we didn't play Wonderwall. Damn it. We believe that the supporters of the Minnesota club are now trying to buy the rights to Wonderwall. When do you think that they'll be
Does this
sued?
Dark clouds. What?
I think so.
They have. I can't keep track.
I think we were talking about this today on ECS Slack that Kyle Shields and a number of other people, we all believe that Oasis is definitely obnoxious enough to sue the shit out of supporters for calling themselves the Wonderwall.
Are you really a supporter group if you have 5 people?
Well, it's 4 now because that one guy threw the beer on the
that's
field.
right.
He's been banned permanently.
Self-imposed ban.
Self-imposed ban.
Is that how that went down?
Self-imposed, like you said it before you got the letter in the mail from MLS. But hey, it's cool though. If you just went to Toronto, you could throw whatever you want on the field.
That's actually true.
And it's endorsed, I think, actually. Yeah. You get extra tickets for that, yeah. So since last week, we've had a number of things. There's
Guess
some good
what?
Academy stuff.
We're
What?
still undefeated.
I mean, since when?
Now that the season started.
I never paid attention during preseason.
It is accurate. It's,
I don't understand why we have 5 months of preseason.
no one knows. No one knows.
Maybe we think we're in Liga MX. Yeah. This is like the Apertura.
We're in the Clausura.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a little kid and you're racing a really little kid. You're like, I'm going to give him a 5-minute head start. That's what it is.
Have you done that once
We're
or twice?
that good.
Have you done that once or twice?
Adam actually does that every day.
I have. How many children did Dave say I had? Like 192 or something?
Sure.
I think it's an even number.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably.
Allegedly.
that he knows about.
He's like, probably. Did you look at the at the camera when you said that? No. Nope. Not gonna do it. Anyway, Carrie says 32, so
Probably.
it's 32. So we had some good Sounder stuff. We've had some transfer, maybe non-transfer news is a better way to talk about it. Sounders Academy has some cool stuff that's happened. S2 took that nifty new formation that they tried out successfully a week ago, and it didn't work quite as well on Saturday. There's some other MLS cool little tidbits that happened. Some interesting Red Bull things that they just announced. Actually kind of a neat thing. Zlatan did something that, yet again, people are like, that's actually super cool. And I don't know, there's probably some other things. So why don't we just dig into the game? We had a good travel crew out to Minneapolis,
fantastic.
St. Paul this weekend. Good travel crew that went out to Yakima for, as it is called, the Wino Away trip. Which was also
How many
Rachel's birthday
strawberry
weekend?
daiquiris were consumed at the bowling alley?
I will admit that I was iced upon walking into the bowling alley, and it was like watermelon or something. I actually looked to see how many carbs it was, and it was more than 2 days worth of carbs.
I hate you.
Well, and the thing was, I knew exactly what it was.
Is there photo evidence? Okay.
And Larry just goes, get on your knee. It's a weekend. Just get this over with. And so we did. It was super cold. You know when you try and like chug something that's ice cold? I'm aware of that. But as somebody who, when it first came out, we used to literally drink 6-packs of them all the way home on New Jersey Transit.
That's cool. Are you going to tell us about when you
Do you
drank
know
Zima
how-
too?
I definitely did that. Anyway, they weren't as cold then. So anyway,
I can't even with you.
it was new. I work in marketing. New products. Buy it. You're drunk in 20 minutes, and you're like, holy shit, that was a really poor idea.
And now you have diabetes.
What? No, because at that time they had gotten rid of Zima. The question was, did we alternate Smirnoff Ice and Zima? They had gotten rid of Zima because the early Zima got everybody super drunk, or like it was apparently screwing up breathalyzer tests and things and giving people like ridiculous amounts. So they
That sounds about
literally
right.
went back to like fix whatever was wrong.
So it was like OG for Loco.
Actually, yes. Someone still has one. A hooch or somebody still has
An OG?
one of them. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want alcohol poisoning,
There you go.
find that person. Emily asked if Larry's was green. Was Larry's green? Was apple. Yes, so Emily, it's a positive. So anyway, so that happened. So Wino Away was pretty cool. Mark, you were traveling this weekend. You want to tell us how that went?
Log Ride Away was amazing.
Log Right Away sounds like some sort of awkward bathroom situation that is not one that I would have used as my trip hashtag.
Yeah. We rode the log ride a couple times. We went to
It was
Wahlburgers.
the first thing you did.
Yeah.
Right?
We literally got on the train to the Mall of America and got right on the ride. It was awesome. And then we played putt-putt.
Which you can also do.
I lost by 1. But I did win for next year a free round of golf because I got a hole-in-one on the last hole.
That's cool.
3 of us did, actually. Dave did not.
So you survived the log ride,
Yeah, allegedly.
allegedly. And then by the time you left the Mall of America area, were you intoxicated?
No, we only had 2 beers at Wahlburgers.
I like how you thought of it. 2 beers?
Our bartender was possibly the most perfect bartender we could have had for being ECS on an away trip because the guy was just an absolute jackass, and I loved it.
So you had a better bartender than we had a server at Wino Away.
I heard about
we had
this.
the worst
I heard about
waitress
this
in the history of the world.
because you posted that in Slack.
Oh, what we were talking about at karaoke.
Yes. The Lotus Room is the name of
Oh,
So
yes, I heard-
Wino Away is basically like a 2 to 3 day endeavor.
Did you do Los Hernandez?
No.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I bought 6 bottles of $36 Sauvignon Blanc yesterday, is what I did.
I will give you a pass then.
Anyway, Mickey took the best Uber of all time.
Yes, I want to hear about this epic Uber ride.
I had read about it and didn't know any details, and Rachel filled me in on the way here, and it is amazing.
Yeah, it was
But let's go through Mark's away experience because you were
Yes.
at the game allegedly.
So
And-
my new favorite thing about Minneapolis is calling it the city of small apples. Think about it. I didn't-
I'm
I-
just cringing.
I didn't come up with it.
Okay. Because if people keep calling it Mini Away, I'm going to beat the shit out of them because no one says that.
Why is it the city of small apples, Mark?
Mini apple this.
Oh.
Cool.
Cool. Neat.
You can look at the camera too, by the way,
No.
when you talk. Yeah.
No.
Mark's like, I need affirmation.
I got my picture with the loon while I held up the Heartland Horde flags.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Did you pull the loon's tail?
I think I did actually.
Did you say the
I
loon?
did. I walked up. I was like, Loony Loon.
No one's done that in the last 5 minutes. Okay, so you did that. Did you catch it? Were Twins in town? Did you catch a Twins game?
We did not go. Chris went yesterday.
Okay.
Chris and Shannon, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did not because they were playing Kansas City, and Dave was vehemently opposed to seeing either of those.
What
teams
word was
play.
that?
Vehemently.
Oh,
Vehemently.
That.
got it. Okay.
I went to Wazoo. Okay, give me a break.
It was an autocorrect.
Oh, is that what it? And it's one of those ones where when you accept it that one time, then from
Then
then,
it does
on,
it forever.
it's just it's wrong.
I didn't mean ducking.
No one,
Has ever
literally no one has meant ducking. Anyway, so So you-
shout out, by the way, to Kieran's, the bar that we did pre and post at. Again,
if they let you back in afterwards, that's usually a good sign.
they might not after this last one.
Was this the place where? Was this when you were out and you don't know why you were all wet?
Yeah.
Go
Oh.
on.
No, he literally doesn't.
I don't know. I just, in the morning when I was packing, all my clothes were wet, and I didn't understand why.
Are we?
Did you Did you take your luggage on the log ride?
No.
Did you sleep outside?
That's
No.
definitely possible.
No,
was
I
your-
definitely,
Absolutely possible.
I definitely listened to Dave snore for 12 hours.
Yeah, but Nikki had to take him home, so we know someone took him home. He didn't sleep outside.
All right, so there's confusion about why your clothes were all wet.
It's
Yeah.
a mystery.
One
I
that
could guess.
apparently is
I
not gonna
did
be
hear
solved.
that the rail banner that someone said they could have reclaimed an entire beer
Yes.
from the rail banner.
At least.
So at least you had a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is the stadium?
It's great.
It's a college football stadium.
Yeah.
I've always heard it's cool.
Solid little stadium.
Nice.
Next year we'll have their new one with a smaller crowd.
What did you think about the Wonderwall tifo?
Stupid.
It was like, we've got Prince. You
Neat.
only have Hendrix, and we're gonna use random pull quotes
Yeah.
and make a statement.
Cool.
Or something.
Ish.
Yeah. Don't get it. So
Do you not get it, or are we not getting it?
we don't really care.
I get what
'Cause I
they
didn't
were.
get it at all.
I get what they were trying to say.
They
but
were
it's like,
they were gunning for Portland levels of this is a pop. It's like check a box, pop culture reference. Check another box, people. Check
Maybe-
another box, make people not know at all what you're trying to say unless they read your blog post later.
Oh.
Like if you write a blog post and it makes people feel better about it because they didn't know anything, it kind of misses
Right,
the
right,
point. It's
right.
like explaining the joke.
by the way, the fourth verse is not popular in Minneapolis.
I got a message shortly after that happened.
They were not fans of the
So no fourth verses. So let's talk a little bit about the game, and then we can talk about shenanigans.
Holy shit, we had a lot of possession.
So there was like a really good 6-7 minutes.
No,
at
I'd
the
say
beginning.
about 16 minutes. They were good
For sure,
right up until the
But
goal.
But that first 6-7
Yeah,
felt
they were
really,
really good.
really intense.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Sounders were like, "Oh, shots! Yes, we have all of those. We will continue to take them."
I did too.
No one is surprised.
Yes.
Yeah. What? That is accurate. Sarah did take all of the shots.
Not
Like
shocked.
that's like all like they ran out. Wow. That seems excessive. 5 Washington apples.
One
Like,
is enough
one is-
for
yeah,
me.
definitely
one is absolutely
enough.
enough for me.
I definitely had a few.
Yeah. So game started off. You felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Great. even.
How did things go once possession and the gameplay evolved a little bit?
It was sort of like, shit. We're really just going to give up this goal and just sort of not do anything?
It
Yeah.
seemed like it devolved.
Yeah.
You were like, weren't you good 5 minutes ago?
Why are June Sounders back?
They were lucky to be down only 1-0
For
at
sure.
halftime.
For sure.
Which was
By the way, one
odd.
of those reasons later on is Stefan Frei,
yeah.
who I don't know if you're a certain player who has a junior on his jersey, you might want to feel bad about not scoring that goal. But let's just sort of fast forward to the end.
So from 19 to 91, nothing
Definite-
happened.
They had basically.
Definite handball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant.
Definite handball. And we're in the bar and we're like,
Oh,
that's a handball.
It was on the other end
You
of the
keep going.
field, and we could tell it was a handball.
Yeah. And then the play goes all the way to the other end of the field and then returns for that. So what, did they pull all of the air out of the stadium when the penalty got called?
Yes.
I could totally see it.
It just,
felt that way. You were like, oh, we're getting a point out of this game.
Yes.
It just looked like that goal scored, and then everyone's like, let's just get one and run a play now and have it be fun. Never did anyone expect that they would actually score a goal in run of play. And what a goal that was. I actually went like this and then just stayed there for a while, and random people just kept high-fiving me. And then at some point I was like, I should put my arms down. And it was like multiple minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what exactly just happened? Am I in the Matrix? I'm not really sure I understand.
You took the red pill, didn't you?
Wow. Anyway, were you going to show us some things?
I was going to show you
The Stefan Frei
yeah.
save?
Because I just downloaded it. There it is.
We're not
It's
going
on
to
the
get
internet right
copyrighted,
now.
are we?
So,
Yeah.
like, not for nothing, Frei 100% knew to go all the way across. It looked like he thought about the other player in the middle, the one who I can't.
Who was in the center? I can't
Number
remember.
7.
But he
Was it-
7. He stopped squared for a second and then just kept going. It's like he just knew to go all the
Yeah.
way across.
God, you covered a lot.
And that is a like you are bad and you should feel bad. Non-goal.
I'd like to find a full 60 frames per second version of this and go frame by frame and just see when Frei decided to make that decision
Just go,
to
what?
jump versus when the kick was happening. Like because it literally. I mean, I'm assuming he did and does often make the decision to jump long before the
Sure.
kick, but it seriously looked like precognition.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. And then that results in some more fun.
Yeah. So this little.
Is this the
Yeah,
the
this
Adam
is-
special?
Yeah.
So this smurge of amazingness,
Oh.
like it's like Schmetzer's face is just like, what?
Did I do that? Did I kick that ball in for Will?
Fuck off.
Wait, we got to come back to live. While
No, you're
Mickey,
just going back.
I just wanted to come back to them fighting the bee. All right, let's go back because I want to go back to this
So
because it's just gorgeous. I just want to play it one more time. Yeah, voodoo.
so like the Rui Diaz header is
These
so good.
I will run the hell out of here.
Is so
Nobody
good.
likes you.
There's a bee circling. That's the play-by-play that you're hearing.
No, but I do not like them.
Do you want to just have a show?
I'm going to show that one more time.
We're just gonna narrate them.
I'm going to just show this video one more time.
Mark and Mickey are actually hiding.
They've left. See, there's no Mark and Mickey.
He's like,
There's a bee.
I like.
Oh, it's a regular bee. Okay.
You're not going to die from
It's
that
just
one.
a cute little bee,
It's going to drink.
and it's in my drink.
It drinks your milkshake.
It is just a honeybee.
Cool. Anyway, so it's so good.
I know.
The Schmetzer face.
I know.
And the thing with the kick was, it was just one of those like, clearly he's just doing. He's probably done that 1,000 times.
Right.
That we don't have footage of in various situations, or like moves his head or whatever it is. And it was so utterly perfect.
Yeah.
It's just a honeybee.
Yeah.
I'll give
And then you decided to show us
But it scared the
some
shit out of
voodoo.
me.
What it looked like if it happened all at once.
We're one to kick voodoo.
On to Will.
It was pretty fantastic.
Yes.
And at that point, people everywhere were so batshit that there was definitely beer everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was nuts.
Maybe that's how I.
So exactly how did that happen or go down in the section? What happened?
Well, you can see some of the aftermath here at the end of this video. So there's the kid. Oh, no, not yet. So here comes the voodoo. There's the voodoo. But then you can see the supporter section. Somebody gets picked up
There's some shirts taken off.
and set back down. And
I
are you okay?
did keep my shirt on, by the way. I did keep my shirt on.
That was Kale.
Kale was
The
waving
one that
a
got
flag.
thrown around.
Yep. There was some pretty amazing stuff happening.
Yeah.
So if the stadium didn't have all the air sucked out of it when the penalty got called, what happened at that moment?
Silence.
Like, really?
Except for our corner.
Yeah. And then the players came over and saluted,
Yes.
which is pretty awesome.
I haven't done that in a while.
And I heard that there was some bus action.
Yeah, we went down and waited for the team to come out. By the way, Brian Meredith snubbed us for high fives.
I mean, that was probably on purpose, right?
I'm just saying, you can't look sad if then you're being offered high fives and don't give them. For shame, Mr.
So,
Meredith. Should I at him?
at Brian Meredith, he loves that.
You're good at it too.
I'm good at it.
So anyway, so you survived Minnesota away.
I mean, I'm here.
Did everyone else survive Minnesota away?
I think so.
Are we invited back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed back in Kieran's after asking them to play Wonderwall 100 times.
I did enjoy that there were some messages that came through, and then they asked Dave about our ability to use language inside the stadium at home. And Dave's like, absolutely, we do that at home all the time.
Yeah.
And the security guard was like, okay, thanks. And then left. And then told people in the stadium that we were allowed to do it,
Yep.
which is wonderful.
So much pearl clutching in front of us.
Bummer. Don't care.
Really didn't care.
Yeah. So let's shift 1,000 or so miles to the west to
1,400 and, well, no, I guess
to
it'd be-
Yakima.
It'd be
A little less.
You got to
12,
subtract like
1,200.
180 miles.
So we had a good sized crew at Sports Center.
Yeah, how many people went over?
They're great hosts.
Yeah, it was a lot of
It was
fun. A lot
fun.
of fun.
How
I
many?
don't know.
How many people went over?
30?
30?
Yeah,
Oh,
about
that's
30.
great.
25, 30 people, easy. It was good. Good crowd. There were people that came in and out for the day. There were people that were there Friday through Sunday. There were people that came in Saturday morning and left on Sunday. Pretty good crowd.
Definitely.
I would say we kind of had the first 10 minutes of hype,
Yeah.
and then just a whole bunch of really, what is even happening? And a lot of yelling at the televisions. Yeah, much yelling. And then it was pretty much just pandemonium.
I would
which
say
was
91 to 94. It was all right, we're going to get a point. It's not ideal, but we'll take it.
and then it just
Yeah.
didn't stop at all. We did sing Jingle Bells.
We also did. And then
Did you actually remember any lyrics to any words at that point?
I did, and then we also got told not to sing it. That's all I got.
Okay. So you sang, we sang.
Yep.
Presumably the players sang.
They definitely sang.
And
And we were going to go bowling. Well, some of us were.
as it turns out, it was a pretty good Saturday. So it's like, when you watch trend lines of things, and it's like, oh, no one cares, no one cares, no one cares. Hockey stick. And then
Hockey
everyone
stick.
had an amazing evening.
Yeah.
And then there was bowling.
Well,
That
for some of
happened.
you.
Yes, a number of us went to bowling.
There's an El Camino that just pulled in, and it has a hard top canopy
Cool.
thing.
You should
Just
go.
thought I'd let you know.
Check it out. Anyway, so there was some real quick bowling action that
Very,
happened.
very quick.
And then we immediately turned around. And by immediately turned around, I mean Mickey left this location and got in an Uber
I've got
and was headed in this direction. Oh, you've got it? Cool.
Oh, we're going to. Yes, I sent my my itinerary
There it
for
is.
the evening.
So
That was, in fact, my itinerary.
So Mickey left the location on the right side
Yeah.
and kind of zigzagged around and was going to head up a few blocks. And then it was, I don't know, what was it, 20 blocks or so, something like that. It was relatively close, but you needed to drive. And then,
Did you tip?
and then they they were like, oh, bowling's over? I guess we're going back to the karaoke spot.
What actually happened is I got a text from Emily, of Emily and Larry.
You gotta clarify the Emily.
Yeah, there are a number. There were actually several Emilys there, but I got it until 9 o'clock, and we left at like 8:30, 8:25, and so we decided, well, this is kind of pointless.
8:09 p.m.
8:09 p.m. Oh, yes, you got my itinerary there.
Wow.
So it was obviously pointless to go all the way over there and then have to Uber all the way back. So we just cut out the bowling.
It's
and
really
went
bowling
to
could
the
have
Lotus
continued,
Room.
but apparently the prices change, and I don't think want you to stay because it becomes like cosmic bowling or whatever
okay.
at that point in the evening. They did
Yeah,
not
you guys
want
to fill
us
me in
there.
on this
So-
part because Emily just told me that you were leaving at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so
were there no
we
Bernie
reserved a
dances?
table. No. Damn it. We reserved a table at
The Lotus Room.
the Lotus Room. So it's like if you pay attention to Chinese restaurants that are worth their salt, most of them will have like the back room side bar kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's like the super dive hangout in basically any city that has a place like that. It's funny because after I grew up, I was like, oh, that's why all of my parents and my friends' parents would all go hang out at the Islander
I have a question.
on Friday nights. The grow up part? Yeah,
Yeah.
just let it go.
Okay.
So we reserved this table, and we were like, well, I guess we'll just go bowl a game and then head back to the Lotus Room. And we had one big table and then just started taking over all the booths.
Yeah, it was actually a good thing we showed up early.
It was.
to start commandeering.
And it's basically like shit show karaoke, where the karaoke person is probably not licensed to do any of it and is pulling the karaoke songs off YouTube, and
Like-
sometimes they don't work.
Like maybe he doesn't even have a license.
I'm 100%
Well, they don't pay for the license.
No, like
Hey,
a driver's license.
Maybe that, even. Yeah. So the person who went first did the not great version of Tennessee whiskey. And the last time I was there last year, there was a guy who was like, if you were to guess what the person that does Tennessee whiskey in a bar every night looks like, it was that guy. This wasn't that guy. This was a guy who sat in his booth. It was. This guy sat in his booth, didn't get up. I was like, where is this person even at? And he was 8 feet from us, just sitting there like this, doing his songs. I was like, oh, so you were shitty about which version they gave you, and you don't even get up out of your chair? Nope. So karaoke was interesting.
Yeah.
There were only 2 security incidents
yes, only 2
before I left.
Yeah. Oh,
And the best was, it was like...
And I wasn't even there.
Someone actually pulled someone else's that they weren't even with, but I think they stole their bag or something, knocked over their bar stool, and like this woman is all of a sudden on the ground, and we're like, oh my God, is she super trashed? No, it was just some dude who like needed something to hold on to.
he took her down with him.
Took her down.
Perfect.
Very nice.
It was,
a gentleman.
The best part was the ECS folks were not the drunkest people in the bar.
Oh no. Oh no.
By a
Close.
lot.
Not even
Maybe
close.
by half.
I'm disappointed.
No, I don't. I think it's just
Let's-
a matter of we could not get to
We
where they were
literally
at.
couldn't get. We walked in and we're like, we want this drink and a water, and they were like, I guess. And I'm like, right. And then they brought beer in hot glasses.
Oh, that might be the worst thing I've ever heard.
None of the bottoms of those beer glasses fell out.
Yeah, no one knows. No one understands. I did get a second drink, but it took 45 minutes, and it wasn't
That
that
doesn't
good.
seem optimal.
Freshly fermented.
The bar was where that umbrella is from where I'm sitting right now.
That umbrella, the umbrella that Tom just pointed out, is
And
about
we
a mile
were
away.
50%
for
of
those
the
at
people
home.
that were in the bar. Yeah. And even if service is bad, we all
Hi, Kelly.
generally just tip fine. So, whatever. So that happened.
Yeah.
There
It
was
a
some
mess. It was a
karaoke
mess, but a fun
shenanigans. Rachel had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Just one?
Mm.
Good.
Just one that we heard of. You did have. There was East Coast birthday, wasn't there?
At the bowling alley,
Yeah.
Lily and Sarah sang you for a Millie's birthday.
So you had multiple birthday singing. And then I left at some point because I needed to not die.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
And it was like, it might have been
Did you not die?
3 blocks to the hotel. So
Yeah.
I didn't die.
Good.
I actually took Mickey's
Took
Uber.
an Uber home.
I had him on
It was just
standby.
sitting
It was
outside
nice.
waiting. No, I didn't take Uber.
Keep the meter running.
And then Sunday was all sorts of random, all over the placeness that I believe involved Treveri and Bubbles. Oysters? Oysters.
How are the oysters?
I'm going to tell you that I had 6 oysters on Friday night, much to Glenn's chagrin, and they were really fucking good. Yeah.
They came over on a covered wagon, so
They did.
Takes a little while, I hear.
So-
The,
From
the
Montana?
seafood was fantastic. I had the best shrimp tacos I've ever had in my life. They were super fantastic. And granted, I was drunk and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I may have an influence thing.
That will
But they
happen.
were absolutely fantastic. And just street tacos, $2. And yeah, that was
If you like
absolutely fantastic.
street tacos or like legit burritos, just move to Yakima.
Yeah.
Oh, what
And
if
just
you...
go to a new place every day for like 3 months, and new places will open during that time, and you can
Nice.
just keep going.
What if you like pina coladas?
If you like pina coladas, you can definitely get them there.
Okay.
Just not at the Lotus Room,
Okay.
unless you have like 3 days. If you want to wait,
for like an hour and went to like 6 stores trying to find chocolate tacos after Lotus Room.
wow. I did see Choco Taco photos though. I mean-
Yakima closes early. Yeah.
yeah.
What?
That was their last resort.
The fuck?
No nose. Let it go.
When does Walmart close?
So Wino Away was super awesome.
Yeah.
Again,
I will
Dry
absolutely do
Siders
that.
are
That's my first time. I'll do that again.
wonderful
Next year.
hosts. It's pretty cool to get to go to like their home bar that does a great job. That frankly lets them hang up Sounders stuff where there was previously Seahawks stuff. Pretty neat. Mark, you were going to say?
we should try and do that for an away match that isn't fun, like Dallas or Houston. Because it was
Then you get more people.
it was very difficult having to choose between which to go to.
Minnesota or Yakima?
Oh, it's definitely
Min-
better than
Minnesota is probably
Houston
one of
or
our
Texas.
best away
I would go to
trips.
Minnesota
Okay.
away
Yeah, definitely.
1,000 times before going to Houston away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my point.
Sorry, Houston.
That was my point.
Yeah. Dallas. There's a couple things in Dallas that make Dallas worth going to. Unfortunately, the soccer
the
team
flight
doesn't
out?
play in Dallas.
Yes, that is the main problem with that away trip.
There's pretty decent food in Dallas.
Fuck Texas.
Anyway,
Take a while. It's
but
kind of
there's the Soccer Hall of Fame.
Oh God.
Can
Anyway,
we give it back to Mexico?
He is,
Tom is literally broken.
yeah, he is loading right now.
I was like, I'm not sure which comment I want to make. Not that one. Not that one.
Number 366. Nope, not that one either. Is there a B in there?
Just so you know, Texas, instead of going back to Mexico, would just declare itself Texas.
I know.
Which actually would be super fucking cool if we're being honest about geopolitical things.
Yeah, could we build a wall around that?
I mean, you could do that. If you've ever driven to like the
Oh, I've
kinda
driven
corners
across
of Texas.
Texas.
Yes,
You're like,
yes.
huh.
That is not something I want to ever do again.
You actually can
Oh, I made it
just
in
drive
two.
for days.
I made it
and
in
you're
two.
like,
The only
There is
thing
no reason to stop.
worse than driving 90 across
Absolutely no reason to
Montana
stop.
is driving anything from one side of Texas to the other.
So I was driving during
You
the
shouldn't
day.
spend a day and a half in one
You
state.
no.
I spend many days in Washington.
You've been lawyered.
He is not a lawyer. He is. But
You've been lawyered.
you've been lawyered. The lawyer said you were lawyered. You don't get to rag on us about that. Adam was just like,
But I genuinely do spend multiple days in Washington State.
with his family of at
79.
least 4.
No, it's an even number. Remember, Adam? Even number.
We just got bunnies.
32, also an even number.
You know, I do have air conditioning in my apartment. And I could just comfortably be there right now.
I think that was a threat about people getting a ride home. So anyway, so Wino away, success.
Why go away?
Weigel away. He does have an Airbnb.
I do.
Weigel away would probably be a pretty good trip. If there's traffic like there
Got
was today,
four-
I may have Weigel away from work. I might just walk up the way.
We can sleep many people in the
Bunnies?
house, and we can go down to Red Hot
You could play with bunnies.
and get hot dogs with ketchup.
We
on.
do need a worse Wednesday.
We do.
Can you just lay down in the yard and the bunnies just hop on you? Does that happen?
My dog might, and my kids might. I don't know if the bunnies will.
I love that picture, by the way,
Yes, they will.
of the bunny.
What
just
are-
being like,
what are your
"Oh, you're a
rabbits'
dog,
names?"
Whatever.
Yeah.
What are your rabbit names?
Strax and Davros.
Do you want to explain those names?
If you don't get it, I'm not going to
I
explain
do.
it.
I was, speaking for those at home.
Strax is the creator of the Daleks. Davros is the creator of the Daleks. Strax is the little potato guy, the Santaran, who
You
is the
are a fucking nerd.
friend. I picked the names, and my kids approved them, which was the way that it was supposed to happen.
So
I'm
people are
just saying.
excited about S2 Adventure Day, watching at Doyle's, and Red Hot. Also, Jesse observed 74 kids.
Yes, it's gone up.
It's like slight increase. So, successful weekend. Sounders somehow have taken 17 of 21 points.
Oh, is that what it is?
I believe it is now.
I'm all
Remember
right with
when
that.
we had 11 forever? Yeah. So
And the good news so far is we would not be going to Toronto, as
we would
of
not
now.
be going to Toronto. So Sounders,
Atlanta
as
might
of,
be warm.
as of this moment, Atlanta has no defenders. Sounders are somehow in 8th in the West with 29 points, 5 points out of 6th with a game at hand. And somehow their goal differential is now only -1. I believe it was -7. So it was -7, and they were trash, which is 100% Stephen Frei and the defense.
Yeah.
And now it's -1, and you're still 8, 5, and 9.
Isn't our GD like really high for where we are? If
It's-
you look at standing
it's very good.
across the whole league.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by two teams that have -10.
And
The
aren't our
team
next,
above us and the team below us have -10.
Aren't-
And then a team 2 down.
aren't our next like 5 games against Western Conference?
Yes.
Dallas, Galaxy.
So we can just go.
Yeah. So we've got Dallas,
Right. Yeah.
who's currently in first.
And
Lost to the Quakes, right?
yeah, they
We've
lost
got-
to San Jose this weekend.
Yeah.
Their
We've got
goalkeeper
Galaxy.
had a horrible game.
Who?
That's what they say in LA. Who were in 5th. But,
How?
But only.
Boston won't play here, right?
No. Turf.
They do have a 3-game weekend leading up to that game, including the Sounders game. They have a midweek game So it's possible that Zlatan would not play here.
And then it's away at
But we'll
Portland.
see. Yeah.
Oh, Larry's bachelor party. No beer will be had on that trip.
Yeah. So
Just bring it on.
do it.
Bring it on.
Do it.
You gotta like shake it though. Yeah.
Can I do another one? Yes, please.
Old fashioned, please.
Oh.
So upcoming home Sunday 7 p.m. Note the time change.
Yes.
The following Saturday 1 p.m. versus the Galaxy. The following Sunday, right, away at Portland 6:30. The following weekend is Saturday, I think it is. Home SKC 1 o'clock again. 2 weeks off away at Vancouver 7 o'clock. And then there's Philly, Galaxy, and so on, some other stuff. But a string right here, well, I don't know, like you want to worry about Dallas, but home Sounders right now, you feel pretty good about.
Yeah.
You'd think so.
And frankly, after the hurting the Sounders put on Dallas at home, was that last year? Who can even remember? It was like $5 million to nothing. Or
Literally.
so it felt like.
Literally.
I think that was last.
It feels
Or
like
maybe
last year.
it might have been 2
Who
years
knows?
ago.
The first
Yeah.
half of the last 3 seasons have been
No, that's called preseason.
maybe. And then
Spring training.
Galaxy, but Galaxy at home the following weekend.
With
I
their
think
terrible
you-
defense.
I think you can like genuinely look at both of those teams, even though they're both ahead of Sounders in the standings, and say 4.
Yeah, I would say 4 is a reasonable
And feel
expectation.
pretty good about 4 points.
Yeah.
Whereas a month ago, I'd have been like, haha, 1 point.
Mr. Optimist.
Right now, after this last week, you just want to, what dumb shit are they going to pull out from here? Alfaro hat trick. It's happening. Mark,
Mark wants that.
if Alfaro gets a brace at all,
What she said.
what would you do? Not even for S2.
Delete my Twitter.
Alfaro brace.
Whoa.
Oh, do it,
Whoa.
please.
Whoa. Whoa. That is a.
If
that's
there was
bold
ever a
statement.
time, if there was ever a time to tweet at a player, that might be it.
I'm not getting Celine Dion tattooed on my ass.
Get Alfaro touched.
Oh. And now Faro
Also
ass
not doing
tattoo.
that.
Is that for a hat trick? Is that for Alfaro hat trick even?
No.
No Faro
Alfaro
ass
brace,
tattoo.
you will delete your Twitter account. So this season, any competition, Alfaro brace.
What do you mean any competition?
Like
we have
S2
fucking
or-
one
or the big team.
competition. It's called MLS.
Oh no, I'm saying anywhere Alfaro plays for the remainder of 2018. If he plays for S2 or he plays for Sounders, S1.
I am fully fucking confident that yeah, sure,
Okay.
why not?
That's a good one. And you immediately said delete account.
God damn it.
Where do you even go from that? So let's talk non-transfers, I guess it were.
Yeah.
So Paolo Hurtado
Thank you, sir.
is not joining the Sounders after all. Who? After? It's because he was called Little Sebastian, everyone. Let's just be clear.
100%. Took him to Bellevue. Yeah, I think it was
Why was he called
what
Little
is with the
Sebastian?
fucking
What?
hate for Bellevue?
It's Bellevue. It's
What?
Bellevue.
You know what?
Wait.
Some of us are from there.
I guess
okay?
what I'll say is,
Thanks so much.
if you're gonna have a meeting in the lobby, if you have that meeting in the lobby, and that wasn't just we bumped into each other for 5 minutes before we were going to lunch, you had the meeting in the lobby.
Yeah.
You're probably 80 to 99.9999993% sure you're signing a deal.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Or not.
Well, I know what happened. But
I mean, larger amounts of money
Yeah.
were spent on said player, or you were too cheap to get a conference room. One of those two things happened.
it's one of those things. If you get them into town, you got to sign them before they leave.
Yeah,
it's just a classic
again,
negotiation.
this probably happens, and not in a negative way. This probably happens a lot more than any of us recognize. We're all also particularly sensitive to stuff. This was probably happening well before Dempsey Watch. Like, players could have been in town, didn't
100%.
get signed, whatever. We've heard in the last couple years have been players that didn't come through.
Mm-hmm.
So on that stance, or on that level, I'm not totally shocked. That said, I think the vibe was this was a
done
go.
deal. Yeah.
So you get beat sometimes. I mean, it is what it is. I guess the question is, you've got what? Is it tomorrow? 2 days?
Wednesday,
Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So we got 2 days left.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again, that's pure speculation. Kellen Rowe coming.
I mean,
in.
that's
There's, like,
because
Matt Doyle
New England is a
tweeted at it.
total dumpster fire.
Yeah.
They need a left back.
Mm-hmm.
Got one? Brad Smith.
I mean,
Wait,
for
who-
the,
I haven't heard anything on that one.
Liverpudlians out there,
AFC Bournemouth.
could happen.
I
Who
would
else?
say that one's probably likely.
If
Wait,
if
who
they
else?
He's
we,
injury
if we have,
prone.
if
The
we
left
have to,
back.
if
But what's
we
the
have
name?
to take him in,
Brad Smith.
and
Brad Smith,
we
thank
can
you.
just
Not very
give
common.
them
Nobody at
Waylon
home
Francis
can hear.
as well,
That's why I was asking.
even better. If we can pay more and give them Waylon Francis,
I mean, on the Rowe thing, I just don't.
I'm not sure
it's
that's
New
the move
England.
I would make.
Yeah, well,
If you're making it, it's like a 253 Nagel signing. Like it's
well, he's better than that.
no,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying you're bringing him in for like locality reasons. Like fans know who he is. Sometimes change of scenery works in that kind of
a good player.
situation. He's a good player. I guess the question is, yeah, but I mean that to me is the same as signing a player at the end of the signing window. Like, do you
He's
do it just to
injury
do
prone,
it?
so he'll fit in.
Fits in. Only if it's hamstrings, though. It's not a
Starfire will
bad
take care of that.
decision.
No, not
I think
at
it's what are you giving up for him?
Is it a-
really the
Yeah.
question.
I think the problem
decision?
is that
It is-
New England is.
I mean, if a Brad decision is a good idea, then it is a Brad decision. Last minute thing that involves airfare? Yes.
Yes.
So was he actually at training? Was that a thing?
who?
That was the rumor today. Was he was at?
Smith?
He was somewhere at something. No. Kellen Rowe.
Yeah.
People
He's in the
saw
state
him.
of Washington.
Rumor.
Okay, allegedly.
I just read the internet.
I hadn't heard anything about that.
You can read?
Twitter said he was out here.
That would be interesting. Obviously, that would.
Has Twitter
It's
said
in.
anything about Brad Smith?
Hey,
Not
if
recently.
you have seen the thing about Brad Smith at
If someone
me,
has a reference point for
Sonar-
Rowe being in town, I'd love to see
At-
it. So
Like
tweet-
ATAT?
hey,
Tweet
Mabel
it.
lost her first tooth. I just got a text from my wife.
Which child is that?
Number 4.
Out of?
I don't know what I'm at now. It was like 74 a few minutes ago. It could be like 29, but
only
it could
reason-
also be like
Did a few-
360.
did a few of them
I
drop
don't know.
off?
It fluctuates depending on the time of day.
The only
This
reason
is how we evaluate rumors.
Yes.
Have you seen this? The Jim Jeffries. The facts just aren't what they used to be, and it's like in the 1700s, 1900s, and 2018, and it's like if you have an idea, this is how you get to the point where you present to the public as a fact. And in 2018, it's just connect to Wi-Fi, present as fact. So we just did that, which was cool.
we're
and
the
by
source of the
I mean,
Rowe
I.
rumors now.
So
The only reason-
anything about Brad Smith as far as talking.
Nothing has been.
His surname is Smith.
Yes, nothing has been leaked or reported.
He has liked tweets from Sam.
Okay.
Brad.
So that's at least something. It's not much, but it's something.
But other than that, no real rumor, innuendo, anything else going on?
Not a whole lot.
There's a Reddit thread, but I can't tell what it actually is saying because I don't know how to use Reddit.
Do you know how to read, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. There's a picture of some of his Twitter account.
I think that's probably the thing. He's liking people's tweets.
Oh, that's yeah. He
From
liked Jerry's
liking-
tweet.
Yeah,
See
liking
you
Seattle
soon.
people's tweets.
Whoa. Jerry
As I
tweeting
said,
at
that's
a player?
something.
Shocked.
That's just fairly.
So nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
It means that he
Move
liked
up.
someone's tweets.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you that follow various sports people, you'll notice that many of them favorite a lot of tweets.
Is my name there?
Yes. Or their people do that.
Yeah.
In fact, if you've ever tweeted at Obafemi Martins or mentioned him on Instagram, you might also notice likes on that content.
So basically, there's nothing.
We know nothing.
Nothing at this
So
point.
I guess right now the question is, based on the team form, are we disappointed if nothing else happens?
If nothing
And I don't
else
mean
happens,
the we
I would
individually
be
here, just like, is the fan base disappointed?
Oh, I would say if nothing else happens, I would say disappointed because they've got 2 open roster slots, senior roster slots. They've got 1 international slot, and so letting that go to waste, for lack of a better term, for the remainder of the season, I would say would be something of a disappointment.
Disappointed like it was earlier in the season, though, or like low-key disappointed?
Low-key disappointment. They're obviously playing much better. Obviously, if they were in the position they were in earlier and had gotten Rui Diaz, but they were, not where they are in the table right now, then there'd be the pitchforks would probably be out. But at this point, I would just say it's somewhat of a disappointment to leave 2 senior roster slots open and an international slot, and you've got a bunch of TAM, and you lost out on someone that you were trying to bring in. So
it's like getting a big Christmas present in November, saying this is your Christmas present, and then waking up on Christmas Day and you got nothing because you got it in November.
yeah,
Is there a flow chart?
yeah, right.
I don't know.
I would say it's more like getting a sweater for Christmas, something that's functional but not exciting.
Dude, when I was a kid, I was all about like the Batman underwear.
Well, that's
Just in general.
just generally speaking.
Fuck all of you.
But I think the thing is, you've got a lot of open.
Still are.
Yeah.
I'm glad you think I'm wearing underwear.
All right, I'm going to move over here a little bit.
You know what that means?
I'm unsure.
Only thing between us. Never mind. So Seinfeld.
But they have a lot of
a thin layer of gabardine.
But they have a lot of open spaces and a lot of financial resources that would be going unused
Yeah.
for the remainder of the summer. So there would be a question of what happens.
So it's like the White House. There's a lot of just open offices and jobs and things, and there's a lot
I
of
was
money.
wondering where you're going with that. Yes.
Anyway,
Minus the treason is
Minus treason.
yeah. There's some classy Jeff Baker hate happening on Twitter right now.
Goodness.
Oh, good.
Did he write a story?
And as we sit here, the Mendocino Complex fire has become California's largest wildfire in history.
That's fun. But all that water is running into the ocean.
It actually might have been the dumbest shit I've read on the internet in like multiple months.
Which is impressive. And terrifying.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Wait, no, that's not true because I have still been
Just-
tweeting.
yeah, we could have made that joke, but we're gonna not make it.
So yeah, Wednesday the 8th should be very interesting. Heading out to practice, and we'll see what they have to say. I'm not sure what the time of the close of the transfer window is. I assume it is 11:59 Chicago time because that's where the offices of U.S. Soccer are, and they control the transfer window. So it'll be 9:59 out here is when the window would officially close. Of course, there's always like stuff that happens at the last minute, and they grant extensions if you're just waiting for a fax or something like that to come through. So there could be something that happens after the window shortly thereafter. But I'm pretty sure the window will close at 9:59 our time on Wednesday.
That's sad.
If my recollection.
I don't want I don't want that
Yeah,
window.
I can't see a time here.
Yeah.
Also on Wednesday, Harry Ship.
Holy shit.
Turns 20?
I don't know which comment I'm supposed to ignore.
Yes.
Harry Ship is at Rachel's favorite bar. Just kidding. Harry Ship will walk into a bar called the Atlantic Crossing. And I actually think we should ask Matt Oak to handicap the over-under on high five attempts with Harry Ship, because I'm going to bet it's like 107. Even if 10 people are in the bar, it's just going to be random people going like this, trying to get Harry Ship to high five them over and over again. In fact, we should get Brian Meredith to show up at the bar just to troll.
Is he old enough?
Brian Meredith is old enough to go to the bar. Anyway, so presumably Harry Ship won't be transferred on Wednesday.
Yes.
So I think that's going to work out for Wednesday evening.
Shit, that would be awkward.
Super
What time is he scheduled to be there? Like 7?
6 or
And
7
then-
p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the transfer window closes at 10.
Yeah.
Make it weird.
Hey, thanks for showing up. Good luck.
Like, Mickey could call him an Uber,
Yes.
Should drive the 2 blocks.
and everything would be right in the world.
Does anybody think that anybody will be moving on who is currently on the Sounders? Anyone want to handicap?
No.
No clue.
You don't think anybody's moving?
I mean, if they didn't have roster spots available, I could see some things happening.
Yeah.
But given the current construction, or if like they had signed
If they had signed Mercado.
and wanted to make a comparable move or something else like that, or need another international or whatever it might be, maybe. I don't know.
Lamar's been
I
playing
would say
down.
it's much less likely now that someone moves.
The potential's likely.
No, I'd say it's much less likely
Less
now
likely. Yeah.
that someone's
Yeah, I think with other roster moves, then probably. Nice. There was a tease in the chat for Alfaro for some chips.
chips and dip.
Mark's like,
I mean, it's like queso.
depends.
like I'm
what
not sure I'm
kind.
willing to give up the queso there.
Holy
It's,
fuck! Did you see the comment to Bobby Shuttleworth about? Hope you have some dip to go with that.
I have to say, I'm gonna say the best tweet I ever came up with was the "Teach me how to Brian." Teach me.
oh
me
my
how to
gosh,
Brian.
that was fantastic.
And I think one of those tweets I tagged with Bobby, what's the score? Which is one of the better taunt chants. And he does not like it at all.
Good.
Any of the players named Bush, they don't really care about the move Bush thing at all. But Bobby Shuttleworth does not like the what's the score one bit.
Should we stop then?
Oh well.
We should do more of it.
Okay.
We do. By the way, we were asked earlier, we were asked cocktail advice about a Brian Schmetzer drink.
Yes.
And somebody suggested, I think Jerry suggested, it would have tequila, which is accurate for a Schmetzer endorsed cocktail. So we should hit up the cocktail MD and ask him what the Schmetzer cocktail would be.
Who's that?
Sorry, there was
I could ask a practice. I'll be there.
could do that.
Yeah, it says, can we invent a new shot called the Schmetzer kick? What would be in it? And
Yes.
Jerry says at a minimum it contains tequila. What else?
I mean, it could just be tequila, to be clear.
yeah.
So, before we get into
Ah.
what's coming up this weekend and talking a little bit more Sounders, a couple things kind of around the horn. Red Bulls came out and said they will not issue 99 to any more players ever,
been retired,
which is
essentially.
interesting because it's while this article says retired, they apparently specifically are not retiring it. It just will never be issued at any level in the Red Bulls organization, which is kind of cool. No one knows. It's not going to be hanging up somewhere, I guess. Yeah. For like 60 years from now, when all of us are dead, except Mark.
Fuck, that makes me like 94.
You'll be fine. Anyway, so that's happening. That guy scored a lot of goals, so I get it.
He's one of the best signings ever for the league.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, incredible. They got him for nothing.
Like, it's hard to say top 5 off the
Yeah.
top of your head, because if you think
Yeah.
all the way back, but he's definitely in the top 20.
Just
He's-
overall players or
No, top
or,
side, like,
Oh,
top
I'd say top 10 for sure. Because he came in as a trialist.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they were like, sure, we'll bring in your relatives to our team as well.
Oh God.
That and Zlatan calling Galaxy fans.
That was pretty amusing.
Like, hate on that guy all you want.
Yes.
But his like off the field persona is
It's like
he
performance
says
art,
something
basically.
and then actually does it, and you're like, I don't think you're actually this person, but maybe you are. And there was like gifs floating around of him on the phone with people, and then someone's like audio, and then there was audio, and he's just shooting the shit with Galaxy fans and having a good time. That and people bumping into him roller skating around like West Hollywood or whatever it was.
Like actual roller skates?
I
Yeah,
believe
they were full on roller skates.
Yeah.
They were the old school stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
That's
I
pretty
don't know,
awesome.
that's pretty cool. Like, I really like voicemails from Ross Fletcher. But
Fletcher
like
bot.
if Zlatan calls me, who answers the phone though in this world? Like, does anyone answer the phone?
If it says Latan,
I did the other day when you called
wouldn't
me.
you answer the
I have
phone?
to tell you, they
It
could have
probably says
changed
maybe
the dialer.
colon Zlatan.
They could have changed the dialer to Zlatan. Because that's what I would have done if I were in
Yeah.
a Galaxy in that situation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, instead of just,
I don't know that
LA
I'd,
Galaxy.
I don't know that I'd answer the phone for a player that's older than you.
Yes.
Dull
He's
side.
got a
Dull
full.
side.
He's got a full thing here.
Yeah.
Sarah's not even here, and I'm
Yeah,
being threatened
Sarah,
with knives.
Sarah McNally. I'm missing her.
Anyway. So, Sounders play FCD on Sunday,
7 p.m.
7
Time
p.m.
change.
Pacific. What time was that kick before?
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Only 2 hours.
Yeah. That one, it's just, fucking Sundays, man. I like that 5 o'clock kick on Sundays. Because 7, you're not getting home till 10, 10:30, 11, midnight, 1, whatever. Depending on how long you stay at Temple. But why? TV?
Yeah, it's on national TV.
Is that why? Okay.
Yeah, it's a doubleheader.
Who's before us?
Someone on the East Coast, Orlando maybe. I can't remember off the top of my
Okay.
head. But yeah, it's a doubleheader.
I'll look.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
fucking
possible.
Atlanta. Nice golden spike.
So, predictions aside, do we think should no other moves get made? Do we just expect to see
DC
that?
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
That sounds fucking thrilling.
Where's that?
On TV.
That's the game before ours.
You deserved that.
Did deserve that.
It's at DC, yes.
Audi Field already falling down. There was a good joke about that the raccoons hadn't moved in yet. Yes, Mark.
No, it's so fitting that they went from just a god awful stadium to a brand new stadium and the same issues. It's very fitting for DC.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, TV move gets the Sounders in on Sunday night. Decent lead in. Well, is it going to be what 5.9 million degrees here in Seattle or something? Who even knows?
Oh,
at
is
this
it
point?
really? Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't plan 3 days from now,
Yeah,
let
right.
alone like,
that day, so it'll be fine by the time we're playing.
except our peak
Sunday-
is at like 5. So
Sunday at 7, it's going to be in the high 70s.
oh, that's
Wow.
fine. High 7.
I mean, that's fine.
no one cares.
And you know how accurate weather can be multiple days out, let alone to the hour. Totally going to be.
So
In the
it's a high of
mid-70s.
79 and a low of 59. So I predict at game time it will be 69 degrees.
Probably at the end of the game, according to this, it would be nice
Tom, aren't you glad I came down?
Yes. Yes.
because you're his ride.
I did actually park the car I was driving to ride with Mark.
Yeah.
So yes, I do.
Sun sets at 8:26 on Sunday.
By the way,
Anyway,
at 1 a.m. in the morning
That's when AM is.
tomorrow, it will be 69 degrees.
Nice.
nice. 1 a.m. in the morning.
Having problems over there, Mickey? What'd you do?
Alcohol abuse.
How did, did you try to dump your old beer into the new beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got that on here, I'm sure. So
back on until what's Saturday.
so somebody can gift that if we want to.
And that'll be gift later, I'm sure. But Dallas, I think we're going to look at this for a second.
You keep going.
No.
We're. I'll send it to you. You never saw it before?
No, I haven't.
So,
It's a slow build.
it's so good. So, Nick in Seattle on the Twitters tweeted something that if you haven't seen it before, it's from Hummus Memes. And it's, today is going to be the day that they're going to throw it back to you. Buy now. Hummus and a wow. Extra large falafel meal for 2. That's either a no burn or a slow burn.
I got nothing on that.
I don't know.
I like it.
It made Adam laugh, and that's either a really low
Wrong
bar
button.
or a really high
It's a really
bar.
low bar. Let's just be clear. It's a really low bar.
No one is sure
What
what
the
just
fuck is
happened.
Ashley talking about? What ECS video?
No one knows. You should
Ashley, what the fuck are you talking about?
just tweet at him.
I want to know the rest of this song.
That song?
Yes.
No,
No, you really don't.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
You really don't.
You said maybe.
Said maybe.
Heard enough
Did you just
Wonderwall
go
this
for the
weekend.
Richard Cheese version right there? Because that, by the way, would be amazing. Anyway,
Gonna be the one
we've
to-
devolved about
Oh, yes.
78 levels here.
Yes.
So, do we expect to see the same
lineup?
most of the 18 for this weekend?
Yeah, that was weird.
I actually was genuinely angry.
A
in
lot of
that
people
moment.
were.
I think I may have
A
done something
lot
like
of people
tweak
were. Yes.
the definition to tactical.
Yes, you did.
Or
so,
something.
do you
Yeah.
feel like you ate your words?
Francis
Did he?
was
How'd he do?
Not a disaster.
I was listening, so
fine.
I wasn't able to
He
watch.
was fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Less horrible
He-
than
he-
usual.
My theory is that they were trotting him out for
That's what somebody said in the audience.
Yeah.
for trade purposes, but
Show 'em off.
because I can't think of any other reason why they would bring him on. Mainly, nothing else makes sense.
It just the timing
Unless
seemed
tactical
really
was
weird.
a lie.
It wasn't tactical.
That's what I'm saying. They said it was tactical.
Yeah, that's
unless
what they said the
tactical
reason
was
was
a
for
lie.
bringing him on.
Like it was.
We've seen some other comments
what I'm
about
saying
why
is-
players have been subbed on and off in the last month that you were like, no.
If it was more of a subbing off situation,
It was like,
right?
we didn't play this Wolf guy because we didn't have any players that he could just boot the ball to and they could run onto it, except the guy that we just signed and then waved him the next day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tactical.
Tactical, not on the
Tactical is-
field. Tactical is
Tactical
my-
is code for.
Machiavellian.
Well, usually it means that the player who's coming off is having a terrible game, but Nuhu wasn't having a
don't-
terrible
I don't feel
game.
that way
Yeah,
at all.
that's what I was
So-
asking. Like, did
I
Nuhu look
don't-
bad?
He wasn't injured. Yeah.
And so let's have a shit game.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait till Wednesday and see if Francis is
Maybe he was grounded. He
Going away.
got lippy in the.
because yeah, we probably won't
In
ever get an
halftime.
answer to that will be satisfactory.
No.
So I don't know. Nothing. My reason doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's better than all the other reasons.
About that tactical change?
Yes.
Well, so beyond that, though, like, would you say the first 11 to 13, 14 players, you'd expect them to probably be the same, right?
Yeah.
4-4-2, please.
I think they're going to run the 4-2-3-1, but
Also,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're doing.
4-2-3-1 probably.
They're going to start with 11 players.
Yes, that is 11 players will start. Yes.
I just don't know.
I mean, it's good to have
you're
the
at home,
option.
finish them.
I think probably part of the issue is that if they want to go to the 4-4-2 and Rui Diaz has only been here for a month, they probably are still working him in, and so they probably want to stay with this formation that they're used to.
For sure.
And as they get more used to him and he gets more acclimated, maybe they move it over to the 4-4-2. Because you're probably right; it probably is a better
Long
formation
term, I think
for
it
their
feels
personnel.
better.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
For who we have on this team.
Yeah.
But, if it is about his comfort level to some extent, the guy looks ridiculously adaptable to me.
Yeah.
And his positioning is fantastic. He's done a couple things, really simple stuff on and off the ball. Like if you just isolate on a player for a minute off the ball and like watch what they do, he changes the game dramatically in ways that we've not really had this season, except when you've had like super amazing rolled on Nico matches where they are just running circles around people. But the reason I ask is Dave Clark, not here tonight, Dave, wrote
Dave.
something up yesterday about Deuce
Yes.
on Sound at Heart and said Clint Dempsey deserves a hero's ending. And, there's been some other conversations that people have had offline that kind of allude to the fact that, like, Deuce is happy with kind of where he's at. He does not seem to be fuming by any means.
I have not seen anything like that in practice.
100% of the time when we win MLS Cup, he doesn't play.
So that.
Yeah.
But it's a really good point, and this kind of goes to the stuff that Matt Pence, who we had talked about this 2 months ago, whatever that was.
Before
at this
he wrote
point,
the story, yeah.
About kind of where his legacy ends up or where he goes, what he does next, etc. I don't know. I don't know if he feels like he just doesn't want to be on the field at all. He always strikes me as a guy who would rather walk away on his own terms. Frankly, the counter of Ozzy Alonso. So we have two players at not similar points, but close. Points in their careers. And Deuce, do we expect to see Deuce get much playing time in this run coming up?
I do not.
No.
I would say that just watching him at practice, I think he understands where he's at right now. So I think that part is 100% correct. I'm sure they've had the talk with him. And so whether he likes it or not, I think he understands where he's at right now. I don't know if he's sat out this game with back injuries. I don't know if that's
Lower back.
Yeah, lower back injury. So, who I have no reason to I have no reason to dispute that. But he did leave practice early on Thursday. That was the last day before they took off. And he was there late, or he got in late. So maybe there are some, nagging injuries that he's dealing with. But either way, I think they've had the Pirlo talk with him, which is basically that even though he's a DP, they're not. New York City basically sat Pirlo for the last 7 months of his last year, and he hardly saw the field. I don't think Dempsey's at that level of ineffectiveness, but
That seems
He-
unnecessary.
I didn't need enough.
so,
It wasn't coming through. There was a loud.
allowed
Vehicle?
So
It scared
I don't
Mark.
think that Dempsey's at that level of ineffectiveness, but he's basically at the end of the road. So at
Would
least with
we
the
have felt
Sounders.
differently if he didn't hit the post in his last appearance?
That was really
Yeah,
unlucky.
I mean, yeah,
Cue Boys to Men, by the way.
Although we've gone
we better not get
to
a thanks
the
Deuce
end
hashtag
of
for his last
Well, I'm
game.
right,
the
Tom.
road, still I can't
So,
let
I have
go.
one thing to say here is there's a group in my high school that wanted that to be the prom song that year.
No!
And there were like 212 people in my class, and there were definitely more votes than there were students if you totaled them all up. I'm like, do you guys know what this song's about? And there was a genuine campaign by my fellow students to get that to be the prom song. And it was the prom song, and it was the dumbest fucking prom song.
This is what happens when you grow up in New Jersey.
accurate, actually. That is full on accurate.
And then go to fucking Rutgers.
Didn't do that. But I did get flipped off by
Because they didn't
Rutgers
accept
people,
you, or
Your own people flipped you off?
Anyway, in the chat, Carrie
Yes.
reminds everyone to vote if you didn't.
Fucking vote.
For real.
free postage, or you can drive it in.
What if you walk?
Just walk it in. You
Is that like walk it
in.
out?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't get a
And
vote.
my joke was bad?
Anyway, so while Mickey's here,
Rachel, Tom's walking home.
Mickey, would you like to tell us things that are happening in Austin and or
Ooh.
Columbus?
Yes, there are lots of things.
By the way, did you
happening.
book a trip yet?
No, I'm
I
working.
did see that.
I am working on it. I'm going to see if the Athletic will fund my excursion.
Sidebar before that. Fucking subscribe to The Athletic.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes,
Give them
please
their
do.
money. You get wonderful people like Mickey writing. You get wonderful people like Matt Pence and
Other people?
other
Yeah, Tenorio's
fantastic
fantastic.
writers. that
A
have been
whole
at-
lot of people that have written for a lot of
A
publications
lot
that you,
of-
you
a
read
lot of
for free.
publications. Yeah.
Yeah. Howler folks. There's some like again,
ESPN.
pretty good heavy hitters there.
Dan-
Do they have a
Dan-
good comic section with Marmaduke? Because I'll.
Will you turn off his microphone? Anyways, but no, seriously, like, fantastic.
I'm that gift
people
that Mark
are
always
writing.
sends me.
And Mickey being one
The
of
monkey
one
thing.
of them, and
I'm the
support-
lost John Travolta.
Support that program.
Thank
They-
you. Appreciate
They
it.
give us some amazing writing,
Yeah.
some amazing
For real, though, it's-
stories and insight, and
There's not a lot, genuinely, that people tell other people to subscribe to right now, and that's
This.
one thing that everyone I know that's done it or done the trial has been like,
Like,
"Yup,
yeah.
$5, no problem, I'm in."
yeah, do it. Anyways,
What was it? Oh, yeah. So big week. Thursday is the vote in Austin to see if they will approve the stadium deal with Anthony Precourt and MLS. So if that vote goes through, then they have a agreement to move the team. At which point, shortly there, I missed it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
was just saying, what a prick.
Yeah. I will keep my opinions to myself on that. At which point, if that vote goes through, then it's possible that MLS will say we're moving, and then an injunction will be filed, and then all hell's going to break loose.
And then
So,
party.
yeah, it's going to be a mess. So
I
that
like
should be
when I
interesting
jump in on your
Thursday.
tweets and you're like mid-stream,
Yeah.
and I'm like, tolling? What? Oh, that's what he's talking about. Never mind. I thought you were talking about like highways and the
Yeah, no,
405 or some shit. No clue. I think it's been cool to watch people who aren't in like the usual
circle.
suspects of Sounder Sports and aren't even crew fans. Just like people who give a shit in general who were like, wow, you actually know what you're talking about.
I've seen quite a few people mention and just saying what a good job you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
And it's awesome. It's kind of fun to see those national names that we see out there and them comment on the coverage that you're doing for something that, I mean, legally, obviously, you enjoy looking into, but doesn't directly affect your fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I am hoping to go out there. That's the other thing. So the motion to dismiss has been
And by
scheduled
there,
for
you're saying it
Columbus.
Austin or Columbus?
Columbus. The motion to dismiss the entire lawsuit is scheduled for September 7th. And so they're going to be in there. They're going to be arguing back and forth.
And that's
with the-
that week
in front of
off,
the judge.
right?
Yeah, there's no Sounders, and there's like only 2 or 3 MLS games that weekend. It's the international break for U.S. soccer. So interesting timing that they're doing it then, but it kind of works out. So I'm definitely going to try to get out there to cover the whole thing. So hopefully that works out.
So-
that should be fun.
You also have to help you get out there. What do you have that we could all help you?
I have a Patreon.
There you go.
Thank you for that. Lead
Are we
in
going
for
with
that?
Patreon or Patreon?
Yeah,
I'm
what?
just
Yeah,
kidding.
Patreon is that?
It's Patreon.
Patreon. Thank you. So you can go to socceresq.com if you want to help.
Mark's
out
like,
there.
I call it Patreon.
So hey, we actually have some breaking news really quick.
What do we got?
Yeah. So this tweet just came in.
75
This
children
tweet
now?
just came in. It says, "Dear SonarFeed, FYI, Weigel is my favorite right now."
That's not breaking
That
news
is-
at
Breaking
all.
news.
That is huge. That is big
Breaking-
if true.
Breaking news.
That
deserves an air horn.
That
Breaking news.
His hair is blowing in the wind. Yours isn't.
Fair.
That is absolutely huge if true.
I played the air horn.
Did you
on
see
the
that
website.
DJ Khaled was like, we never quit? And people are quote tweeting that, and they're like, debatable.
Without vanilla. No vanilla. Just traditional. Sad trombone.
Was that how you feel about Adam's drink?
Do you remember
Yeah.
that moment in time where there were all those different websites where it was sadtrombone.com and instantrimshot.com?
Do you remember it was
those.
everyone ever
I-
soundboard.com, and it was just like famous
Yeah, but the-
actors and
amazing.
whatnot?
I miss
Yeah.
just I used to have so many soundboards just
Yeah.
just
saved.
queued up.
Yeah. That and
To play in like
Did you ever
everyday
go-
life. Yeah,
Did you ever go to You're the Man Now, Dog? That
I
one
actually
was so
almost just brought
good.
that up.
I think it's still out there. I'm sure it is.
It is. Mark,
It's so good.
it's bookmarked right next to his live journal.
I had the Winamp with the speakers on the side.
I had a
of it.
Zenga.
Nice.
Oh my god! So while we're on
Hit
this,
me up on ICQ.
I had a 6-digit ICQ because I'm that old.
Yes, you are.
Wow.
So I was looking for an
Zombo.com.
article.
Somebody else said that.
Just go look that
Tom,
up.
do you
'cause
still
that's
have-
amazing?
I
Do you
know
still
what it
have
is.
zip discs in your
I don't.
box?
But someone brought that up the other day. I was in a library, and this person is like, "Do they have a zip drive?" And
In seriousness?
just literally everyone looked up and was like,
What? It got like the record
because
scratch.
they wanted to see who the person
like,
was. Who the fuck sent that? And someone's like, I got him from my ex-boyfriend's sister who had him in the garage. And everyone was like, it was like earlier when I was broken.
You know what nobody
except
knows?
It was everyone in the computer section at the library.
You know what nobody knows? Who the fuck E Omega even was?
No one knows now. Anyway,
I
so
had
you had what?
I thought it was iOmega, but it was their
I would've said
their
iOmega.
jukebox.
iOmega?
It was the size of a
iOmega?
disc. It was the
Whatever.
size of a Discman, and it
What
was
was the
like
other one? Jazz Drive?
Jazz Drive. Yeah.
yeah,
Hamsterdance.com.
Hamsterdance.com. But yeah, it was one of the first MP3 players.
Oh,
and-
like the Kia?
yeah. Man,
So
I don't
we're
understand
gonna
why they
have
all
a-
are so fat.
we're gonna have
we're
a
gonna
themed
meme it
night.
out one night.
Themed night, yeah.
Yeah.
Early
So
aughts.
I was looking up.
Oh,
Lots of
before
strong
you
bad.
get into that,
Yeah.
there was another interesting tidbit. I don't know. If, I think a few people saw it. That Freddie Montero's agent was spotted in New York.
New York. Yeah.
Oh.
Just speculation that he may be coming back to MLS.
What's
I don't know if we would want him at
No.
the price that he would
No.
want. As a TAM signing,
Do not want
sure.
He does have a place
DP.
in Bellevue, though.
His
I'm
wife,
sure-
I think, just
I'm
opened a
su-
business out
Yeah,
here
I'm sure
too.
Alexis would appreciate coming back.
But that's just something to keep an eye on. I don't have any insight, and
is there
it could have
anything-
nothing to do with anything.
Is there anything new on the Beckham front? Beckham FC.
Yes, actually, I was going to write about that if I had the time. They have a lawsuit. Someone's trying to stop the deal to let them build there.
Naturally.
I'm not sure it's going to go anywhere, but Beckham's group has filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, as MLS tends to do
Right.
these days, and file
Fuck
motion
all
to
y'all,
dismiss.
motion to dismiss.
So that I've gotten all the documents, but I haven't had a chance to review them. But that's something else. They'll probably win that lawsuit, is my guess. That's why I'm not really pressed about writing about it,
Right.
because
Right.
it's not nearly as interesting as the Save the Crew stuff.
Tom will literally be 67 when Beckham FC actually starts to play.
Is it that soon?
I'm the same age as he is, so I don't know why I'm laughing.
So anyway, I was looking for something that I got quoted in on the internet a number of years ago, and I stumbled upon this other thing I was quoted in that makes me want to stab myself because it's Ad Age from June 12th, 2006, and it's about MySpace.
Oh God!
And in this
Wait,
article,
wait. Is the headline literally "The Man Moves In on MySpace"?
and it was about marketers
The man.
starting to use MySpace.
Did you know, Tom? Tom?
I didn't. Did you see John Oliver last week when, like Facebook lost $120 billion? And he's like, MySpace is back! Tom! And it was just Toms flying everywhere. It was such a good bit. So I literally got quoted, literally, by Ad Age saying, finally, different age groups are beginning to happen upon it. Said Tom Biro. And then I said it can serve as a kind of permanent touch point that's linked to a brand or company or advertiser. And that was part of like a half an hour interview that I did. Basically all of it is my fault.
You're why we have Trump.
I actually had a social media team before it was cool to have a social media team. And we are all paying for all of my friends at all the other PR agencies'
Yeah.
work right now in society.
Yes.
There was a point where there was an event called BloggerCon,
Yeah.
and I knew everyone there.
You are to blame for everything.
Yeah. That
Your fault.
it is your fault, man.
No, it just means that I'm super old. Some things I can genuinely point to and been like, do you remember that time we did the this with the that?
Do you remember the time?
Anyway, so
Should we do predictions?
we should make predictions. Is that an old fashioned?
Yeah, for
Wow. So let's make predictions and we'll start with Mickey.
I think it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, Dallas is coming off a horrible home loss to San Jose.
Really?
Yeah,
I missed that.
yeah. I
That's
don't know how
awesome.
that. Well, their goalkeeper Jesse
Forgot
Gonzalez is
to show up.
Yeah, basically.
What is he now? 20?
There's a game today.
Yeah, right. He is super. He is super young. But he's the one that killed us in the penalty shootout in the playoffs in 2015. So who knows if he'll come back and do that again. But
Right.
all that said, I'm going to go with a Sounders 1-0 victory because it's two good defensive teams. And
Is that a run of play goal?
let's give it to Rui Diaz, run a play.
Okay. Adam?
I was gonna say 1-0 as well.
Is that like a soccer term? Nil? Does that make you feel
one
good
null.
to say it? One null. One Noel Gallagher?
Yeah. Or Lowell from Wings.
Good reference. Anyway, so 1-0.
Yep. And because we can't, it's going to be off of PK. We're going to get fouled again, handball, something like that. That's what it's going to be. Luck. That is how it works.
Mark, what's your prediction? You've got a 1-0 and a 1-0.
Or one Lowell.
One lol from Wings. He made the reference, not me.
3-0. Tony Alfaro hat trick.
Markoftwitter.org.
Yeah. That is going to be amazing.
And end the show.
Can you even imagine Mark with no Twitter?
Hashtag. People are fantasizing about it, apparently.
If Tony Alfaro gets a hat trick and we don't have him on the show, immediate. In fact, if we don't just do a live show right after the match, we have failed at life.
Literally, it would just be a show of me going delete.
Just one of us
Yeah.
streaming.
Fucking Periscope that shit.
All right, so
What about you?
3-0 Tony
I don't
Alfaro.
actually.
What about you, Tom?
Actual prediction.
I don't actually think it'll be a Tony Alfaro. I do think that we are just gonna come rolling out guns a-blazing.
I will say this is when Dallas fell apart last year, so maybe on the heels of their
And if there's
failure
one thing
in
we can rely on,
San
it's
Jose.
Dallas falling apart. In the second half, kind of like we figure out how to play soccer in the second half of the season.
Regular season.
I'm sorry, football.
Regular season.
Soccer? Football. Soccer.
What about you, Tom?
What's your fucking prediction?
2-0.
To Sounders?
2-0 Sounders.
Okay.
2-0 Good Guys.
Does Schmetzer play a role?
Schmetzer coaches the team from the sideline.
Uh,
Probably sets the lineup.
but does he have his voodoo skills?
There is actually a tactical camera that they set up on Schmetzer that you can subscribe to online and watch that dedicated Schmetzer cam.
Got it.
Schmetz cam. I don't know. Adam will bring a camera and stream.
ESPN ampersand. Because they're at the plus.
I have
Got
one
it,
more
yeah.
prediction to ask about. Do the Sounders make any trades, transfers before the deadline on Wednesday?
Yes.
Which one?
Do they send somebody out or do they bring somebody in? Or both?
I
Or
would be
neither.
shocked if they don't bring someone in.
Okay.
I do think I could see them bring in a defender.
Before the Hurtado thing fell apart, they were already saying there's somebody else.
Did
They were
you,
already
Did you
making-
see Nos Audietis post their whole thing of like this was all just a little play to then just sign somebody with an even bigger name? And like, yeah, sure, okay, but maybe.
I'd be super pissed off if it was someone better. But if they were able to hide that from the crazy ass fan base here,
Good fucking
I would
on
be
ya.
impressed.
Yeah.
Garth is like, I'm in. Garth in. Garth would show up in a Garth in t-shirt to the press conference.
It's Mo Salah.
You say Mo Salah?
Yes. Except I said his last name wrong. But yeah, that's who it is. Nobody knows. I've been told. Little birdie.
If you actually wanted to see the internet lose its shit,
That would do it.
Mo Salah to Sounders.
That would
Yes.
do it.
And they would just pre-cut Jordan Morris. They'd be like, we're good.
Who?
Hey,
Yo, Brad
he could
is
be back
gonna
this year.
beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
Jordan Morris is training at levels that no one expects.
He could absolutely be back this year.
But does that seem like a good idea?
That's another question. That is a separate question. But
So Mo Salah.
That's my
So
guess.
predictions are Mo Salah.
Yes.
I'm going to maybe back it off a little bit and go with
Pele.
you've gone from one direction to the other.
no. I'm going to
So we're citing Messi.
No, I would say if they're going to bring somebody in, it's a defender.
Yeah, Brad Smith.
Even if it's not Brad Smith, I think they
Chuck Messi.
Oh my God. Again with the Liverpool. No, I think they bring in a defender. Mark. Brad Smith. You're sticking with the Brad Smith?
Yeah.
I think they make a trade. In
Kellen
in
Rowe?
MLS.
For Kellen Rowe?
Kellen Rowe?
I think they make a trade.
Mesut Ozil.
I feel
has been
like
thrown out in the chat.
wait.
Ozil.
I'd
Yeah.
like to play a little poker
Again,
here.
if you want to see the internet lose its shit, Mesut Ozil to Sounders.
I will donate my
Like we would be doing, we would actually be doing we would be doing the Olay chant.
We have
For 40 minutes
Rosie in
per
the crowd
game.
about to spontaneously combust.
We'd be up to 3-digit numbers.
Yeah, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to back up a little bit. I feel like there might be something that you do know
Yes.
that you,
I have no inside knowledge on it.
okay.
So
I have no
Usain Bolt. So what's going to happen is Austin gets Columbus. The USL club folds, but not before signing.
Play Wonderwall.
Not before signing Usain Bolt and trading his rights to Sounders
Do we not have
for
enough,
Waylon Francis.
Do we not have enough forwards that are already offside?
He can
Right
start
now?
like 10 yards
I
behind
gotta
the
tell you,
line
if
and-
Usain Bolt was offside
It's-
72 times per match, we'd all be okay with it.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine the Usain Bolt jersey sales?
Yeah, it would be ridiculous.
Just Jerry would buy 13 of them.
Actually.
Yeah.
Did you just actually?
I did.
All right. So
All right, so karaoke's beginning.
yeah, but I've also got one very important thing to point out.
There's no vanilla in your old fashioned?
That's not it. This is the first night in many, many months that we've actually had to use lights, which is a good thing because that means fall is coming.
Fuck you.
Summer is almost over. Humans can exist on this planet again. Halloween,
Planet.
Thanksgiving.
I
You've
like
been
nothing
in
about
Washington for too many consecutive days.
Way to bring it back!
Yeah.
That is well played. That is well played.
So anyway, with that, we should probably kick out of here. We should be back here next week, probably.
Talking
Maybe
about a
with
couple of new
Tony
signings.
Alfaro.
Yes.
No one knows.
Or just a tattoo of him.
So thanks to the fam here at the Berliner and to the Berliner, to Mickey Turner. Find him on Patreon.
By the way, the bartender asked if we were ready for shots. I flipped him off, too.
You still have like
You got like
half.
I
know.
a
Liter.
half gallon of beer.
You
right
have
there.
a bottle of wine left. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Any last words?
Wonderwall!
Go sing it!
Weigel?
No.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.